Oh, yeah, Denny. Here's my point. So Nick Rheta, you know Nick Rheta, the steel toe guy that went to jail because he was having a threesome with April and his wife.
And we love him.
He had 5 kids. He was arrested for having all the drugs in his house. Aaron's in a big daily fight with him. But Nick Rheta can never talk about anything that's going on because he's got this big murder trial or drug trial coming up. Oh, this is important to any steel-toe Nick Rheta people out there. I don't know if this has been mentioned because I don't follow any Nick Rheta or steel-toe stuff anymore. But Nick Rheta has a thing that he always says because Aaron, steel-toe Aaron, is constantly telling, 10-hour-long stories that detail everything Nick Rheta has done for the last 6 months, and it's very damning stuff. And it's stuff that you go, I can't believe, Nick Rheta probably wants to respond. He probably has something totally different to say. He probably's got a whole different story than what Aaron's been telling us. But Nick Rheta never says that Aaron's lying. Or maybe he does. But he always says this. He goes, Aaron, I hope you get everything you want, and I hope you end up making $1 million. Have you heard this? He says this all the time. Aaron said, you know what Aaron said about Nick Rheta. This is the worst stuff you could ever imagine. The most embarrassing stuff. I would kill myself if stories like that about me were to come out. But Nick Rheta keeps cool. Maybe he doesn't keep cool, but he always says this. He always has this line. He goes, I hope he gets everything he wants, and I hope he makes $1 million. And I'm going, why do they keep saying this? And then I was thinking,
oh, really?
No, I didn't mean that. Stop. Then I was thinking, because I really would love to sue Josh Denny. Josh Denny's always talking about he's no stranger to discovery. He's always suing people. He's always bringing people to court. He loves defamation. I'd love to sue Josh Denny for defamation, but then I quickly remember that Josh Denny has no money. So Josh Denny has, probably the least amount of money out of anybody on the whole internet.
But we
right?
do have a giant file.
Hold on. We have the giant file, of course. So I always think it would be so great to sue Denny for defamation, but obviously we can't. And then I thought back to Nick Rheta's line because I go, Nick Rheta probably wants to sue Aaron. He probably will sue Aaron from Steel Toe, right? But he can't get anything. Aaron, just like Denny, one of the poorest people on the planet, right? So then I thought back to Nick Rheta going, and I hope you make $1 million. I wish you the best, and I hope you make $1 million. Maybe he wants him to make $1 million so that when he sues him, he can get some money. Maybe that's what that line means. Like, I'm planning on suing you after this is all over. So I hope you make $1 million from all this, because $1 million is the reward I'm kind of looking for all the shit you've said. So, Denny, I'm going to start using this line. Denny, I hope you make $1 million.
Yep.
And then we're going to sue Josh Denny. So I didn't tell Josh Denny Mike is planning a giant lawsuit against you, and he's got so much stuff. Okay?
I really do.
But we're not suing him until he makes $1 million. So Denny, get to work. And this will hopefully keep Denny from trying to make any money. You don't want to make money, Denny, because then of course, I'm just joking. Nobody cares. You don't want to make money, Denny, because then how about this? We will sue Josh Denny the minute he starts making money. How about that? Is a deal?
Deal.
Because we're not going to sue him, but he'll never make money, so we'll probably never have to sue him. But how about that? Josh, if you ever make over $200,000 collectively, we will sue you the next day. And we have set aside a lot of money that we could just play with you for 4 years till that money that you made is drained. That's all we care about, is just draining your pockets once you make the money. And recovering our costs. Because why should I?
We shouldn't talk about this much because I know everyone's over Steel Toe, but while you brought it up, in Next Up, so on the last show, we talked about this roast.
Yeah.
And we're jokingly like, tell Aaron we're going to do the roast. He's so stupid that he...
Remember I had that file folder that said roast notes? He thought that was real. And we have clips of it.
Yeah,
right?
you can show
Let's
them
show those.
if you want.
These are very funny. This was on the last show. This was like 3 months ago. And yeah, remember this? So yeah, there's me. Look at that. I made Twitter. I don't want myself on Twitter, by the way. Never post me on Twitter. You will be sued into oblivion. Here it is. Remember this? Steel Toe Roast Notes. And to them, to people like Steel Toe and Gino Descante and all these lowlies.
Nice hair.
Tough. Every time I touch my hair, I got to do this.
Sticky hands.
I get all this sticky hands. Believe it or not, that's got some hair product in it. Otherwise, it'd be a poof about this big. And I don't like to get haircuts very often, like once every 4 or 5 months. It's just too much having to sit in that chair. So every time I touch my hair or my eyebrows have gel in them as well. Anytime I touch any part of my body, my arm hair is gelled. Everything, every hair on my body is gelled and hairsprayed down because of frizz, anti-frizz properties of the spray. So then I get sticky. So that's why I got to keep washing my hands. I hate the feeling of stickiness on my hands. That's why I stopped eating wings. I wanted Popeye's boneless wings. Did you hear they came out? They've got a new release. Popeye's just released boneless wings, which is anybody ever going to talk about this boneless wing scam? A boneless wing is an extended nugget and nothing more. You rip open a boneless wing. Do people think a boneless wing is meat from wing, dark meat from a wing ground up and made into a... It's not. A boneless wing. I've investigated this. It is literally, so Popeyes has nuggets and tenders. Your nugget is about this big. Your tender is about this big. The boneless wing is basically just in the middle. It's a medium nugget or a medium tender, but it is not a wing. Are people buying a boneless wing and eating it as if there's a bone in it and leaving a piece of chicken in the middle like a bone? What is a boneless wing? If you don't have nuggets and you don't have tenders, I could see you putting a boneless wing on your shitty menu so that people could eat a nugget and you just call your nuggets a boneless wing. Popeyes has nuggets. They have tenders. They've now released boneless wings. They're the same. The breading is the same. The inside is the same. Woody chicken. Do you know that term? Woody? Woody chicken is when chicken tastes rubbery or not good. You know, like get a Popeye's breast, an actual bone-in breast. The chicken is not woody in the breast. You pull it apart, or any bone-in real chicken. Chicken nuggets and chicken tenders from these places tend to be what I call woody. Look it up. It's where it doesn't taste right.
We haven't
texture's
tried
all
these.
We're not trying them.
We heard about it from Running on Empty food reviews.
Running on Empty, of course. Okay, so here's my steel toe. This is my roast notes. And there's that Aaron, that nasty Aaron. You'll see this is our last, by the way, this is the last time we ever talk about Aaron or steel toe or Nobody Likes Onions. So somebody mentioned, look at this.
You mean the tax man?
The tax man taking that 10%. So people were tweeting on the last episode. It's so fun how interactive Redbar is now. Anything I do is being tweeted and told and ratted and spread. Just like Josh Denny, he heard about me right away. Very interactive show. Look at this. Aaron Imholte, dearest Aaron, Redbar is in for the roast. You need to make him the headliner on the dais, and he needs a solid hour and a half to let loose. You in? I've never seen Mike this excited. And there's me with roast notes. Again, they think this folder is real. They don't see any problem with the formatting of this white printout that is also cut in 4x3. What kind of white? Did anybody see me with these file folders and think that was a real thing I was doing? Look at this logo on here, this Pom Lafron or whatever the fuck it's called, Lord of Floor. This is stretch. I purposely stretched it. Brat.
By the way, Kawa Overdrive in the chat last week won the contest guessing that was from Ren Fair. So don't forget to email for your prize.
The file folders
I forgot to say that.
Were an Easter egg from the show Ren Fair on HBO, which I highly recommend. I saw the show. I got the folders. Nobody else in the world has these folders. I have the same ones as Renfair, the same papers on the front. That was the joke. Very simple. Here's Gino, though. Remember Flat Broke Gino, right? Do I have him on here?
Flat Broke Gino.
Flat Broke, he's got a couple more bucks because Keanu, his girlfriend, does an OnlyFans. I couldn't believe it. You know Gino Descante, Flat
Broke Gino.
He's not that flat broke anymore. His hallway, his apartment, by the way, looks like the hallway from our bathroom to the bedroom. That's all included in our bedroom. His apartment is about the size of the hallway that leads from our master bath to the bedroom. When you look at his apartment, though, the hallway Gino lives in, it's decorated nice. He's got this fake Ames chair that he sits on, like the one from Shark Tank or something, with the ottoman. And that's like his biggest splurge. He got that. That's like a fake one, though. That's like a very cheap. It's still not. Yeah. Of course. For Gino, that's very nice.
That's a lot of money.
He's done it up. He's got a nicer couch now, and it all looks nice. And I go, where's she get this money? Because he's barely being paid, and now he's been fired. He's basically in limbo. And, Gino's one of the ones, I listen to these Dabbleverse shows. Gino, this flat broke from Compound.
Flat Broke Gino.
They all talk about how he's got, like, no fans. Like, has anyone ever seen an in hot water Gino fan, like an actual fan of Gino? Like, Gino's, like, got less fans than Stuttering John or Melton or any of these guys. He's like at the actual bottom. So you go, how is Gino making money? And then I get reminded his girlfriend, Keanu.
Fiance,
does an OnlyFans. I never even thought about it twice. And somebody pulled this clip up about her OnlyFans or something like that. I had to do it. So I go to Google and I write Keanu Thompson. I'm not going to do it here. You could do it at home. Follow along. Keanu Thompson OnlyFans. Then do one of these. Click enter.
You shouldn't be Googling.
Wait. Click enter. Hit images. You don't have to subscribe to the.
You should pay.
It's on Google Images. You're not going to fappening.net/steal. You're going to Google Images. She hasn't even gotten them off Google Images. It's That's hundreds crazy. Of rows of flash photography paste. I can't even. Just see for yourself. Gino, you're a disgusting, slimy pimp.
Hey, he's got money now. So it's working. I didn't know that she did that either till
it's
you
disgusting.
Showed me.
And the pictures, the way that she's bending and the moves and the look on her face, it's the cringiest, grossest. You couldn't use it for anything. I don't know who's subscribing to this, but for Gino to allow her to do this as he sits there and collects the money for them to live on, you're a slime, greasy pimp. You're disgusting. And then here he is. Look at this. Gino actually heard that I'd be headlining the Steel Toe Roast, which he's supposed to be on. He got mad. He actually got mad. We got clips of this. He says, my price just tripled, just so you know. He's not kidding. We have evidence. Wait,
while you have this tweet up, see this guy, a gratefully libertarian.
Oh, yeah.
You need kind of, since you're a non now, you need a
I am a non. Yeah, if you missed the intro here, I am now anonymous. Not that I'm starting an anonymous Twitter. I'm not Mike anymore. I'm a non.
So you need a new name.
So you see Redbar, you go like, what's this? I don't know. The guy's an anon. He's a non. But I need a name like this in a picture like this. You see this? Well, this is gratefully libertarian, but it's like a Grateful Dead thing.
So maybe you have to combine patriotism with one of your interests. So like Godzilla, Constitution.
Yeah, I need something like that because to be an anon, you need something where it's like a knight or like a wizard knight holding a giant chrome axe. And then it needs to be like patriot. Based Patriot Axe Weezer. I tried this. Do you know, here's a big hole in the market if you want to open up a website. We need a right-wing anon name generator. because there's username generators out there, but there's not right-wing anon-based ones. I went into one of these, just a username generator, and I wrote right-wing hate group gunman, and it wasn't working. They weren't giving me any ideas based on those keywords. So if anyone wants to make a right-wing anon username generator for me so that I could choose my new stage name.
And not like a boomer, more like the kind of guy who talks about seed oils all day.
Yeah, like a seed oil, Red Scare type. This is a guy who's got like race science down. He's actually kind of nice in a way. Not baked Alaska. We got to go further than that. Do you guys understand? Okay.
Anyways, we're looking for a name.
Anyways. Can I get to anything here? Let me show you some of these clips. These are the clips from the show here about my roast. I'll just start from the top here. Look at this. So we really fooled him here. Remember the red folder? I'm doing the roast right here.
Nice hair.
This is all the stuff that happened after I said I would do the roast. Take it away.
Ago because you're in a noisy bar. We called Gino because Redbar on his show last night said he wanted to come and do the roast in August, and I think Gino and I would have a great time hanging out with Redbar.
He thinks that Gino and him would have a great time hanging out with me at Stoney's, a biker bar in Rockville, Minnesota. Listen to this.
What do you think?
Oh, wait, these are out of order now.
You put those on, so I don't know which is which, but you can...
I'll just play them all.
Yeah.
He's on the phone right now with OnlyFans model Keanu Thompson. Again, this is going to be the last time I ever cover Steel Toe, and you'll hear why at the end. This is the last time we talk about Dabbleverse, Melton.
The Tax Man.
The Tax Man, that's his new name that I've invented, that Jules invented.
Thank you. Melton
is now called the Tax Man. If anyone could guess why, you'll win $300.
No joke.
Melton we call him now the Tax Man. Now, that's not an insult. Does anyone know why we call Patrick Melton the Tax Man? Let us know. Okay, watch this clip. He's on Skype right now with Keanu Thompson, Gino's girlfriend. Now, Gino and Keanu are coming to the roast of Aaron Imholte in Michigan, in Minnesota. This is a big deal to them. And he's talking about me to her. Listen to this.
Ago because you're in a noisy bar. We called Gino because Redbar on his show last night said he wanted to come and do the roast in August, and I think Gino and I would have a great time hanging out with Redbar. What do you think?
I thought you would go, yeah, that would be amazing. The wonderful Redbar, the most famous guy in this whole scene? The creator of this whole fucking scene? I'd be honored. Because that's how most people treat me now. Believe it or not, even my biggest enemies are like, they start blushing when they see me. A lot of people want to be around me and meet me now. Trust me. But not Gino and his wife. I couldn't believe it. I go, what? Because Aaron's so excited I'm going to be on the roast. But listen to this.
Gino has wholeheartedly said to me, "Two sad fucking movies coming. He's up in his price." So
he doesn't think it's right. She said, it's hard to hear. Gino has wholeheartedly said to me he doesn't think it's right. Or something like that. I mean, I can only hear so good. He doesn't think it's right for me to be on the roast in person with him, a guy that I tormented for 6 years. Why?
I don't think I'm speaking out of school when I say that.
He said, wait a minute. He said what? I couldn't hear that.
That man doesn't even do stand-up anymore. I don't think
he doesn't even do stand-up anymore was the second thing. Ladies and gentlemen, here. I never do this. I never dispel rumors. Here's one. I've never done stand-up in my life. Thank you. We got to stop this. If you hear these people who say he tried stand-up, I never tried stand-up. Now, was I a touring comedian for a few years? Yes.
What about the time that you said everybody makes some toys?
It's a stand-up. Then I was doing stand-up for a few years.
There's that picture of Fat Mike in a suit What
it's
happened
a photo
was he went up on stage quickly, said, "Make some toys."
People
and
got
then
confused.
Ran off stage
At the Redbar Comedy
snapped a
Club.
pic.
At the Redbar Comedy Club, we would introduce the night. Okay, so we would go up there. Hi, everybody. Thank you for coming out. I would do some stand-up. And
Ew, you hosted?
No, we were not the host. We would introduce the host. So I think that's where people are confused. But now you know there's no stand-up. There's no comedy. There was no comedy career that didn't work out. If I tried to do stand-up, I'd be one of the top stand-ups right now. I don't know what we're talking about, okay? I have one of the top shows online. You know, enough of this already.
By the way, AJ11LV immediately said super tips, and then right after Corsican Nationalist said the super chat system where he gets 10%, and yes, that is why we call him the tax man. He wants 10%.
Patrick Melton, you know how people do super chats? He started his own service called Super Tips, where it's a service run by him, a website run by him, that he's trying to sell to other shows where, because if you do it through YouTube, if you want to do super chats, YouTube takes 30%. Melton built his own system. Melton takes 10%. And then he's having these other shows do super tips instead of super chat. And then Melton takes 10% from all the other shows. The tax man. I guess
AJ11LV said it first. So
you just won $300.
The opposite of the tax man.
So people know. You won $300. Email me with your PayPal or Venmo, and that money will be given to you tomorrow. Late at night. Thank you. You won $300. Congratulations. All right, listen to this shit. And Jules, maybe let me get through this here for a little bit here. She's all hopped up. She's hopped up.
I love Redbar so much.
She's hopped up, and just relax and let me show these people these videos here so we can move on. We've already, what is this, 3 hours in? All I've talked about was Taco Bell. Here we go.
I don't think I'm speaking out of school when I say that.
He said, wait a minute. He said what? I couldn't hear that.
That man doesn't even do stand-up anymore. I don't think he wants to come. And
okay.
Gino said, was fake.
I don't think he should come because he doesn't do stand-up anymore. None of these people do stand-up. Gino doesn't do stand-up anymore. Hasn't Gino been thrown out of every rinky-dink club in New York City? Where's Gino doing stand-up? So I found that to be very insulting, especially for, for this being a complete joke, that I'm not doing, nor ever was. I mean, I don't think I'll ever even go to Minnesota, let alone go anywhere near people like this. I want these people to understand, we are afraid of you. You're like the same level as like a homeless crackhead that we lock our doors when we pull up to Walgreens. You're that level of person. We're scared and we're ashamed that we've ever brought you up on this show. Listen to this.
He's like, if that idiot's coming, I'm up in the front. Even though you're a friend, he was probably kidding, but yeah, he's not into that idea. If Redbar wants to do 5 minutes, Gino would probably be fine.
I'm not giving Redbar 45 minutes, but listen, I'm not I'm not here to upset the apple cart. If Redbar means no Gino, then there's no Redbar.
What the fuck?
I just didn't know.
Yeah.
I just didn't know how far we wanted to take the sideshow aspect of it, because like if Zumock was there, that would be hilarious, right?
It would be, yes. But again, you have to ask Gino. Listen, he speaks a lot, so I might
fucking
be
dead when I see you, Gino.
And do you think
through all the chatter, I believe that's what we need?
Do you think our crowd would mark out more for Redbar or Chad? Because I think our crowd would mark out.
Mark out. What does this mean? I've never heard this term. We even Googled it. We couldn't figure it out. Do you think our crowd would mark out? Is it because I call myself Mark Davidson or something? Marcus Schneider? Mark out more for Redbar. You ever heard anything like this?
Harder for Chad.
Mark out. Who would they mark out harder?
Chad, listen. Yeah, have you spoken with Chad?
No, and I don't think he'll do it, but I'm still going to ask him.
It might be funny.
Yeah, that would be kind of fun.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know, Redbar or that man, but Gino seems to, and he's not.
Very weird. It seems like they don't really even like bringing me up, which is weird. I thought all these people enjoyed Redbar now. Here's another clip about this crap. And then
They're saying that's a wrestling thing.
Mark out. Mark up. Mark out. It's a wrestling. And look at, he's wearing an NWO shirt. It all makes sense now, which I believe is wrestling. National Woo. National Whoa.
It's for the Tom McDonald song, New World Order.
He probably thinks Tom McDonald is one of the best rappers alive.
It's one of my favorite songs.
Listen to this.
Invited, you get you or Jules to contact me. We will fly you out here. Mike, you can hang out with Gino and I. Wouldn't that be a great time? Gino and I will get you a nice bottle of, I know you like Jim Beam. We'll get you a nice big bottle of Jim Beam.
Oh.
Or we could get you good booze if you want. You can go out and hang out with flat broke Gino and I.
I'll share some Windsor with them.
Flat broke Gino.
Well, I mean, let's not pamper our guests too much, for God's sake.
They're going to fly us out. Fix us up.
Oh, thank you very much to John from Win by 2 Radio. He's got some ideas for this. Okay, cool. He's got some ideas for the boxing event that he wants to do.
There's a boxing event, too, that
I like that. I like it when people help me out. Let's call Gino and see if he's down for the Redbar idea. Think he'd love that? You'd think he... Oh, no. Shut up. Shut up. So
Get up to the board, Aaron.
And we're good. You know what the first rule of broadcasting is?
Be prepared.
When that light comes on.
I don't have time for this clip. I'm going to shut this clip down because I got another one. I think it's funnier. I think it's juicier. Here's this one. Here's from another day. He's still talking about this roast because he saw the file folder. You know, I'd say you should. You know what's so funny about these people? They don't watch Redbar. None of these shows actually have time to watch any other shows because they're broadcasting for 6 hours a day for these super chats and goals and donations. So they don't really watch any of the other shows to know what the hell's really going on or up from down. We, however, watch all of them. That's what we're doing. Every minute of my fucking day, I've got to watch this, and I'm not doing double speed. Not triple speed, not 1.5. I'm watching the full fucking 6 hours a day of this. And everything else that I have to watch. Christy Stefano, Joey Diaz, Giannis Pappas, Kill Tony, every podcast on YouTube we have to watch. You should watch Redbar before you talk about all these things. It would make you appear less stupid. And then maybe you'd like Redbar. All these people who think they hate Redbar, they're not watching it. If you watched Redbar, you'd really enjoy Redbar. I mean, everybody's getting a kick out of Redbar lately.
Dustin says you're lucky your wife lets you still see your kids. Don't I know it? 100%, Dustin. You and I totally agree 100%. On that. Broken Pencil with 499 says, hey, Aaron, how you doing, babe? Did you see that Redbar agreed to do the roast on his latest live stream? I think he's serious.
This is a show.
But I want to talk to Redbar. I want to work it out where he can do it, where Gino's happy, I'm happy. I can't give him 45 minutes.
Why?
But if Redbar, you know what? If Redbar doesn't want to come and do the roast live, he can record like a 2, 3, 5 minute vignette. And we'll play it during the roast.
I hate vignettes.
Or he can fly to Minnesota, and if he wants to come up and do like 5 minutes like everybody else, that's totally fine. But if Redbar wants to be a part of my roast, why would I say no? That would be an arrogant dickhead move on my part.
Wow.
By the way, the 140, I believe, 140 is the number for tonight. You guys are really just hauling ass.
That's
here,
how much
man.
money
really
he wants to do
Thanks
this.
for all your generosity. No hobo tonight. I'm looking over in the Rumble.
How much money do you make working at Dominic's grocery store? Are you making $140 a day working at the grocery store? He should get a job at the grocery store. Okay, so he wants to do the roast. Well, we've been trying to come up with a reason to pull out of this roast.
Because we were joking from day one.
Now I have a real reason to pull out of the roast. We can't do the roast because allegedly, well, you could ask Melton about this. Go to Nobody Likes Onions. We can't do the roast. I'm reading this from here. I'm not saying this. This is alleged. We can't do the roast because Aaron Imholte beats women. Apparently, they dug up some old court documents from 2 years ago that his ex-wife, the one before April, he's had 2 marriages here. It's like a guy from the show Cheers. Fraser Crane, I think, had this many marriages. So his first ex-wife was friends with April, or at least they would talk privately, because she was claiming that Aaron was physically abusing her. So she was reaching out to Aaron's first wife over text all the time, saying, what do I do? He's a monster. And, tell him the whole story about how he choked her, he squeezed her, tried to squeeze her to death, and that he's the scariest. She doesn't know what to do. This was about 2 years ago.
They're calling him the GOAT, the headbutting man.
Oh, yeah. They said that he headbutted her. And Jules seems to think that that's what a goat does. Jules thought, and I go, why do you keep saying that he's the goat? She goes, he's the goat because he headbutts. And I go, I still don't understand.
Come on, that's a great
No,
joke.
but don't go. She thought a headbutt was when you bend over and ram someone with your head. That's what she thought. That's what you thought. And I had explained, no, a headbutt is where you grab someone and go, thunk, to their head. And you didn't know that.
I thought you go 45 degrees and run.
So we can't be involved. Look at this. Here's this court document.
Melton can explain this all to you.
Melton can explain. Here, I'll show you. This is even easier. The tax man could explain. Let me show you this. Nobody likes. And then we got to get to the good stuff. Onions, YouTube.
But everybody tell Aaron that we were so excited to do the roast, and we actually already bought a plane ticket and a hotel, but we refunded all of it because he beats women.
Here we go.
Allegedly.
Look. Woman beater, ? Those women are lying. These are Patrick Melton's thumbnails. Look what he's doing. And I thought, didn't Leafy is here get banned from YouTube because they came out with a policy where you couldn't harass somebody on YouTube over multiple videos? Remember when they banned Leafy for doing it to somebody? Whatever happened to that YouTube policy? Because look at this. Aaron Imholte is on the cover of every thumbnail being harassed.
Which I like.
Which I like, of course. But look at this. Daddy hurts women. Charlotte, look at, he does these whole 4 hours every 3 hours. There's 4 hours of this. Those women are lying. Women beater, abuser, racist failure. Any more here? But you could catch up with Nobody Likes Onions.
He's got all the deets.
And did we have that clip from Patrick? We wanted to explain something. I thought you had it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean,
pull that up, and this will wrap everything up because we've got to do something with Patrick here today. If you go over there and watch his shows, don't say anything about Redbar because it's making him, it's pissing him off, bringing me up. And I've discovered this because I mind my own business. If outside of this show, I'm not saying boo about nobody, But what I've been finding is that all these other shows have at least 10 people in every show out there online. There's 10 people in the chat that are Redbar fanatics, always talking about Redbar. I remember when this happened to that guy, Mersh. All of a sudden, Mersh, he's constantly going on these rants about me, getting all worked up about me. We're like, why? Well, it turns out it's because these guys are doing a live show, and then in their chat, Redbar. And then they've had enough. They don't want to hear about Redbar during their show. Which I understand. I mean, if I open my chat right now and it's just like, Melton's the man, Melton's the GOAT, Melton's the king of... I'd be like, enough with this fucking Melton. So they're getting driven mad. All these other shows are starting to hate me more because people keep bringing me up. So they're almost fighting this. But it's not me, you see? So don't bother them about me. Don't bother other shows about me. Because it's making them very mad. I got to show you this clip. This will explain everything that I'm trying to talk about. I felt horrible about this because Melton's one of the GOATs. This is called Melton Gets Worried About Redbar. And this segment is called Melton, Chill Out. You have nothing to worry about. This comes at 1:10:45 on this last show. I couldn't believe this because I was watching Melton to learn about steel toe. Now imagine you're in the shower Anybody out there going in the shower and almost every day you hear your name brought up on a podcast while you're showering? You know, it's happened so much to me now, to the point where I ignore it. You know, Jules will perk up when she hears Redbar mentioned on one of these shows we're watching. It goes right through me now because it happens so often. This is 1:10:45. So he's watching Steel Toe. He's taking his super chats, and this is Melton. I'll show you. I'll prove it. Here's Melton down here. Dabbleverse.
And now you're under my control.
Stop. I got to start working. I got a whole new soundboard coming in. See, this one's cracked. Tough. Can you see this? It's all locked in. It's cracked. And I didn't realize I've got like 3 other iPads that aren't cracked with headphone jacks that I could just easily replace this one with. I made a note the other day because I keep getting glass in my fingers. This screen is all busted. Every time I press a soundbite, not only does it sometimes play other sound bites, but I get little. I noticed I was trying to play guitar the other day. I could barely play because I got glass in my hands. So I made a note the other day, Brett, and I wrote, buy new iPad 6th generation with headphone jack for a soundboard. Uh-oh, here it is. And I got to talk about that too. Don't let me forget that. Okay, that alarm, Jules?
Okay.
Right after this, make sure I do this alarm. And then I'm over here. I got 7 iPads in the room. I thought it would be funny. Not funny, but I thought it would be practical to have an iPad at every station in the studio. So no matter where I am, I could control all the stuff without having to run to the other side of the room. But I never use any more than one iPad. I wrote this down. I was almost ready to buy a new one, and I walked over here. I realized it's the same damn. I got 3 of them that are not in use. I could just put right here. So that will be coming. All right, this is Melton the Blade and Rheta. Because of these, he still has these blades. This is where your beard kinks out. See, this is why I shave so close here now. It's that they never have a blade. A blade is like a saw blade, a circular saw blade.
Like the front of a Mad Max car.
Well, I'll show you when he's blading up. But there's Melton. He might be hiding behind my lamp. And watch what I'm watching this in the shower. I'm scrubbing, rubbing my whole body for, you know, really abrasively rubbing my body with, I use magic erasers in the shower, which I think is the best acne solution for adult acne, magic erasers. Have you ever done that? All over your body. It's so abrasive, though. Nothing magic about it. It's just abrasion. Okay, watch this. This is what I hear while I'm showering with my magic erasers.
Implying I work for MLC or NLO? Nah, I work for WNJR, bro. I'm a radio man. Yeah, I someone was saying that the other